Hey everybody, it's Fun here once again. Hope you're doing well. Today I am rambling about the SSF Stereo Dipole. It sounds like this. Okay, SSF Stereo Dipole. I want to get the quick housekeeping out of the way first. I am just going to say right off the rip here, I'm no subtractive synthesis master. I know why would you get into Eurorack if you weren't, but there's a lot of reasons for that. However, when it comes to filters, I'm pretty stuck in the electron workflow of like, I usually pick low pass. I usually ping the envelope to it to open it up a little bit, and I'm happy with that. So when it comes to like the last filter video on the WMD Carbon, I didn't go into every bit of minutia. I thought I covered in depth, but lots of people were quick to point out that you can do so much with modular filters like self-oscillation and running it into itself and crazy things like that, and pinging the resonance. Modulating the resonance is something I never really understood, and lots of people pointed out the things you can do that. And all of this is just to say that like I'm not the most knowledgeable, and I'm going to miss things on any filter, but when it comes to stereo dipole, like this is the most complicated filter that I am aware of. If you think the Q-Pass is deeper, if you know of a deeper filter, let me know in the comments. But as far as I know, like I don't think it gets any more complicated than this, at least in a single filter, but it isn't even really a single filter. So anyway, it's all to say that I'm not affiliated with SSF. They didn't send me the stereo dipole or anything. It isn't sponsored or anything like that. Our good Euro pal Jesse, who goes by the name of Monosynth, was kind enough to lend it to me for this video, and I am super appreciative of that. So thank you for that. However, I'm going to butcher it just straight up. This thing is so complicated, and I've already been borrowing it for way too long, so it's time to make a video on it and get it back to them. This isn't journalism, obviously. It's not trying to assess it for you, sell it to you, present it to you, or anything like that. I'm just trying to make my Eurorack video, hardware, synthesizer, electronic music blog, all the sorts. Let's just get into it, because I can only delay the inevitable for so long. So what is the stereo dipole? An insanely complicated 20 HP Eurorack filter that sounds really nice. And I want to start this one off with trying to use it in a mono configuration, because there is a lot to it strictly on the mono front, never mind getting into the other front. So we're going to take the pole output, and I'm going to send in, instead of the complicated stereo output that I used in the demo, we're going to use a simple sine wave in this one. So let's do sender sine wave, mix it in. I really like that beat, sorry. Let's bring in our sine wave. And our VCA is controlling that, but I think I'm just going to bypass that for now. Yeah, and we'll just go straight into the dipole in the A input. So dipole has like two distinct sections, basically. So I need to get down to pure sine wave territory. There we go. Okay. Pure sine going through the dipole. Now the stereo arrangement is sort of like the killer feature of this filter. However, if we start with a single filter, I just wanted to point out one thing that confused me, and you're probably going to say duh to this, but pole A and dipole just means single peak and two peaks. So if we go in, we've got our sine wave going. I might need to make some adjustments to my oscilloscope on the fly, but let's just filter this down. low pass. And the thing that I also don't understand, and you're just gonna be a broken record with this one, but so I'm in the A input with the pole A output, and I have a cutoff, a frequency knob for that one. But this is all sort of affected by the stereo frequency knob, and that part of it I don't understand. And there's no manual for the stereo dipole that I'm aware of. There is a cheat sheet that sort of, you know, maybe they took one out of the Make Noise books and they just want you to explore it for yourself. And boys are a lot to explore. So what I was originally trying to say is that we have our one filter, our A, so crank that resonance up. We're getting some complex wave shaping already, but if we bring it down, it's going to start to squeech. Not yet. But again, this is affected by the stereo frequency, and that part of it I'm a little confused on. So you can't cut it off all the way unless you bring in some of that. So what I was originally trying to say, we'll bring that resonance way down, is that the dipole means it's 2 peak as opposed to 2 filter. That part was confusing me, because if you didn't think there was enough depth, that 2 filter part is coming later. So as indicated by the inputs on here, the pole A does feed the pole B in some regard. Help. You can also use this AB output, which I believe will sum our mono in into a, not stereo, because it's still mono obviously, but I think this will mean you can use both. So now in this configuration, my stereo frequency becomes the cutoff that I was expecting, right? And then to what I was just trying to describe in the dual filter side of things, you can run it in series or parallel. So is your filter after 1? I think we want to run it in series. Because you can do crazy things like self-oscillate the first filter and then tone it back with the other filter. And then there's an analog drive circuit on board. Again, the depth here is crazy. So yeah, well, in our first filter, low pass, crank the resonance all the way, try and get it to self-oscillate, but then filter it later on with our stereo frequency. This is in high pass mode is the issue. Right? So if I take my input out, you can also do the same thing here, right? So we're doing it in series, maybe parallel. And you know what, this might even be between these two, because the other thing, it's confusing. It's so deep. Yeah, so no effect on, oh no, there is. I think, yeah, so if you're using the dipole mode, the series and parallel switch here, you can, so there's also band pass, there's low pass, there's high pass, right? But then you also get 2, right? So they're parallel right now. If you run them in series, that's the other part I don't understand. Because these are, you can run one filter in series because it has 2 separate controls based on the modes. So are you just affecting the pole of one and the other? Do you know what I mean? So if you put them both in bandpass, am I getting dual bandpass in one side? And if I put the other side in bandpass as well, then yeah, so am I'm getting 4 bandpass filters? And if so, the stereo frequency controls them all? It's so much, but it sounds great. This brings some resonance down. That's the part because I'm to believe there's 4 filters on board, but then you only get 3 cutoffs. right? So, it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. It's insanely deep, and it's a lot of fun. I am so cross-eyed I'm using the volt per octave input as the output. But again, we'll try this. Self-oscillate on 1. These have to be in series to run? No. These have to be in low pass to run. So there's also spread of them, right? I think maybe that is the distance between these two. Help. But yeah, it does sound so good, right? And that is no input too. So the last video everyone said you need to do volt per octave tracking on your filters, or sorry, you need to volt per octave track when you're self-resonating, which again, that's well above my pay grade. Let's send that here though. To hear the pull A. Bandpass mode. I think you have to, the series parallel switch only. That actually sounds good. Okay, well, I'm eating my own, sticking my foot in my mouth? What's the metaphor about that one, because that does actually really sound good. I'm eating my own shoe. Help me out, y'all. Oh. Okay, you can ping the resonance. Ping the filter cutoff. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with y'all. That is not a CV input spread. I'm with y'all with using filter as a sound source. I think you're right. To which I owe the Eurorack spaghetti gods an apology. Okay, let's get back into this one. Let's get to single pole out of B. Let's modulate the stereo frequency. First demo, I was modulating the cutoff of the stereo frequency. Let's ping it with the... Let's ping the resonance modulation, just for fun. So now I need to get some outputs going. Forgive me, we need a stereo audio source, so that is going to be just like the intro, the Vert Interlegio, which I believe is my only stereo oscillator at the moment, but I'm not positive on that front, so don't hate me. We're going to come out of the VCA beside it, which we're also pinging. We'll probably make our decay super long, just so it's just easy to hear, so we'll go out of... Nope, that is not an input. This is B input on the right side, A input on the left side. And then we're not hearing anything because... I'm not sending the sequence? No, I am. What's missing? Like, we're sending a pitch. We got audio going into that. We're sending it gates. That's the missing part. Okay. The other missing part is sending the single pole out of this one. So pretty complicated waveform. Let's switch it up a bit. And my drive is cranked. So we're not doing any FM modulation. Let's just hear the spread. I'm also not even giving y'all stereo on this one yet. Hold on one moment. This will sound much better. Get a nice stereo image going in. That's more like it. Wow. Yes. Just a little movement. Movement implies depth. Movement implies space. Just about self-oscillating on that first side. Go to low pass mode on both of these. And I believe the FMs are normaled. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It does sound so good. If there's like anything I could say, let's do bandpass across the board just for some extra breakup. Ooh, hear the rumble from the high pass side of the bandpass filters. Yeah, again, I'm sorry. If I haven't reiterated enough, like, this is a depth far beyond my breath, but if I can be the Bob Ross of anything and be the Bob Ross of not knowing what I'm doing and enjoying it along the way, let's throw some reverb on here. Just to make that stereo space sing, bring in a little bit of kicks. I really like this. So maybe it does matter that we don't know the ins and outs of what's happening beyond these 17 filters. You know all the sadness in your life? Those are birds now. Drive. Yes. God, if I understand this, but God, does it sound good. Ping some resonance for fun? Do I have a cable long enough? Let the modular lords smile upon me today. Ping it. Bring that modulation in. Yeah. It sounds so good. Sorry, let's space out the poles a little more. Get almost like ladder territory. You know, like just that resonance ping and that drive circuit. Just like magic mustard. Let's try high pass on one and band pass on the other. Let's go in parallel. Oh, that stereo phasing through the reverb too. Yeah. I will say, if I can make one random comment on this one, I wish when it comes to modules like this that are so depth or have so much depth and have so many modulation points, I kind of wish that there was a way to like lots of complex oscillators have like the modulation bus makes it really easy to just assign one point of modulation to a lot of different things. It would be sweet if I could just take my one modulation point and just have it all normalized across the board. Like just have one modulation bus. That clocked LFO is going, I want to assign it to I don't know, the drive, the resonance, the stereo frequency, just to have like one attenuatable modulation source. I would love that because yeah, I can mult it, but like anyway, that's just one piece of complex oscillator topography that I'd really like to see. Anyway, I'm having too much fun with this one. I'm sorry I couldn't demystify it for you at all because I can't just demystify it for myself, but God, does it ever sound good. Let's go high pass. Yeah. If this one becomes low pass? Yeah. Going to dipole on both series. What happens for fun if we just make our envelopes a little different so the stereo spacing is really like accentuated? Let's try my LFO. We'll go to the stereo. It just sounds so good. Drive it all the way. I just feel like the drive circuit's just like more is more. Like, what's the... what's the benefit to not using more of it? So we use high pass on one side, low pass on the other, in series. Yeah. Okay, I said I was almost done, but let's run. Let's run one last thing, which is a complex oscillator into it, just because it's fun. Ooh, hello. I'm blown away by that one. Maybe it's just my cutoff is better range for this one. Wow. Alright, forgive that. Let's get into this territory. Multing my inputs. This is a mono input, but okay, sorry. Need to. Yeah, okay. All right. Spread down, complex oscillator in. Yeah. Bring my kicks up. Filter out. Spreads up. Drives down a hair just because this is such a crazy sound source. That filter sweep. Yeah. All right. Stereo Dipole, insanely complicated, insanely great sounding. Sorry, I hope I didn't butcher it too badly for y'all, but I hope you're able to enjoy some jams with me and have some fun. So, hey, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.